are heading north. If you have any information on Archer's whereabouts, you are asked to contact the Coeur d'Alene Police Department at that number you can find on our website, which of course is creme.com. New tonight, a federal government contracted medical team started to arrive at a Spokane care facility to help with their COVID-19 unit. Avalon Care Center is set to receive a team of 8 nurses and 10 certified nursing assistants. A representative at Avalon said they anticipate the first hospital admissions to arrive today as well. Now, according to the Washington Department of Health, the medical staff is from ACI Federal, and they could potentially make about 22 beds available at local hospitals. Today, Governor Jay Inslee announced that starting November 15th, all large events, both indoors and outdoors, must require those attending to provide proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test. The mandate applies to all indoor events with 1,000 or more people in attendance. For outdoor events, the threshold is 10,000 or more people. Venues can also allow people in if they show proof of that negative COVID-19 test taken 72 hours or less before the event. This all goes into effect on November 15th, and during the press conference today, Inslee said this is another step in the fight against COVID.
And I think it is important to note the things we have done have benefited people and saved thousands of lives. Our state continues to have one of the lower death rates in the United States. We want to improve that situation, and we will continue to take these steps in this direction.
So if you are showing proof of vaccination, that can be done by showing your official CDC vaccination card or a photo of it. You can also use a printed certificate or a screenshot of your vaccination record from myirmobile.com. Official medical records from the provider who gave you the vaccine also works. As for the proof of a negative test, those need to be a copy or a photo of the test results from the provider or lab that processed your test. Governor Jay Inslee's announcement means large events in downtown Spokane will have stricter entrance guidelines. Nicole Hernandez talked to a local restaurant owner about how the rules could impact them.
Yeah, that's right. So because unvaccinated people will need a negative COVID-19 test to go into some of these larger events, it could change the amount of people we're seeing downtown on the weekends and during these event times. So I was actually able to watch this announcement from Governor Inslee with the owner, or one of the owners of O'Donnell's, right behind me.
Helps out business for O'Donnell's on Monroe. People just stopping by to get a meal or a drink.
So when we have large events around the town, we see quite an influx, and certainly nice to see people out again enjoying themselves.
Governor Inslee's announcement could mean a change in people downtown for big events, but Chase Van Cotham is not concerned.
I don't think it's going to affect us at all. Yeah, we had the last Kraken game here recently, and they had the requirement for that, and we were busy as ever.
That game required proof of vaccination or a negative test, similar to the new mandate. The new rules start November 15th. At the arena, the Chiefs versus Thunderbirds game on the 19th will be the first event following these new rules. The First Interstate Center for the Arts will have to make changes by the time comedian Hassan Minhaj comes to town, and the Knitting Factory's first event under the new rules will be ex-ambassadors.
Now, each of those locations will have to come up with their own system as to how they will show proof of vaccination or test status as before this November 15th deadline. In Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Big news today about COVID-19 booster shots. Today, a panel of FDA advisors unanimously recommended Moderna booster shots. The shots are primarily for people older than 65, adults who are at high risk of severe COVID, and those people who work in places that put them at higher risk of catching COVID. Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine booster is half the dose of the initial shots. During the meeting today, the panel discussed data that showed the initial doses are starting to wane in vaccine recipients.
The currently U.S. authorized or licensed vaccine remain effective in protecting against severe disease. However, some data suggests that effectiveness may be waning against mild disease and against severe disease in elderly individuals.
The FDA is expected to sign off on the decision in the coming days. The same panel is also hearing about a Johnson & Johnson booster shot coming up tomorrow, so more to come on that one. All right, let's talk weather now. It's been kind of all over the place this week. Snow in some parts of the area yesterday, and now we could hit mid-60s this weekend. Let's get straight out to meteorologist Thomas Patrick in the Outdoor Weather Center. 43 degrees according to our thermometer at this hour. Thomas, are we still going to have the cold mornings and nights though, despite the warm-up?
Yeah, that's not going to change whatsoever, Mark. And actually feels a little bit colder out here even now just because the wind has picked up just a little bit. So even though we felt colder nights, certainly it's that wind that's making a bit of a difference for this evening. But at least our temperatures recovered a little bit from yesterday, about 10 degrees warmer this afternoon as compared to yesterday, where we saw some snow during the morning hours that thankfully did not stick around. It is all clear out there tonight. We're just keeping an eye on Doppler radar in case any showers might pop up near the Idaho mountains, but otherwise so far so clear across the region. Just some cloudy skies to contend with, but actually right behind our green screen we can see the moon and Jupiter in the southern skies pretty clearly out there. So I think it's about partly cloudy at the moment. Should stay that way through the morning hours. Should hold our temperatures up to around 40 degrees. So certainly could be colder, and it's going to be warmer yet for this upcoming weekend. Lots of 60s in the forecast, including for this upcoming weekend. So coming up, we'll detail how many days that we'll see in the 60s on just a few.
Sounds good, Thomas. Thank you very much. Ballots in Washington are being sent out for the November election. Spokane County ballots started being sent out yesterday and will continue today and tomorrow. Ballot boxes open today. There are about 24 of them throughout the county, or you can pop your completed ballot in the mail. No stamps are required in Washington. Idaho does not use a vote-by-mail system, so voters need to be present at the polls on Election Day unless you request an absentee ballot beforehand. Polls will be open at 8 a.m. November 2nd and will close at 8 p.m. the same day. For more information on key elections in our area and more on making your vote count, if you live in Washington or Idaho, just text us the word election to 509-448-2000 and we'll send that information directly to your phone. Well, Amazon continues to expand its presence here in Spokane, 2 fulfillment centers and now in air operations as well. We'll explain what that means for your deliveries coming up. And a little later in this broadcast, we'll verify if men or women are more likely to be injured in a car crash. We are back in just 90 seconds.